Walkies! Come on. Fetch! Fetch! Come on, boy. Fetch! Sit. 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 Oh, good boy, good boy.
Oh, there's a good girl. That's a good girl. Night, night.
Christmas presents aren't dogs,
That's it, good girl. Now stay. Stay.
and dogs aren't Christmas presents.
Stay. Stay.
It's around this time of year when pet welfare and abandonment are really brought to light. It has long been said that dogs aren't just for Christmas, yet year after year that still seems to be the case. Every year we hear stories of cats and dogs having to be given up after the festive season. But that's not to say that this only happens during the holidays.
According to statistics from the RSPCA, around 12 million households in the UK have pets, with the UK being home to 9 million dogs and 8 million cats. Because of this means that in 2017 the RSPCA received over 1 million phone calls during the year. This means that on average someone called their hotline every 30 seconds. But it's not all doom and gloom. Luckily, organisations like the RSPCA help animals find a new home. Something that happened to Jamie, who's recently been rescued by Dave, and I went to see them this week.
I'm Dave, this is my dog Jamie. Well, you're either a dog person or you're not a dog person. If you're a dog person, there's no difficulties in keeping a dog. They bring benefits, not disadvantages. So they're good companions, they're loyal, they can be irritated at times, leave your foot. But generally speaking, they just bring pleasure. They're good companions. They don't demand. They're not like cats. They're not haughty. Well, you know, I've got no problem with cats. If I weren't to feed him for a day, he wouldn't complain. He'd just think that's the way life is and be grateful for the food the next day. They're interesting creatures, dogs. He spent the first 3 years of his life in a shed, basically, with a bit of a run outside, some old mattresses inside, with, I think there were 4 or 5, maybe 6 of them, covered in injuries. He was unneutered, so I don't know whether he'd been used for breeding. Don't know what he'd been used for in terms of hunting. So at the time there was an organisation called Greyhound Rescue South West England, and basically they have a system whereby they rescue these dogs from all over the country and Ireland. And they send somebody round to interview to make sure that you're a suitable candidate to have one of their dogs. And they go through a series of questions and form a profile. And they then attempt to match you up with a dog that they might already have. So it's not really so much a question of going to the pound and looking at dogs and saying, I'll have that one, or I'll have that one. So we had the interview with a very pleasant lady who came round. And then we were invited up to a place just outside Exeter, Escott House, which is near Ottery St Mary, where they'd had an organised dog walk. So this was lots of people who had already got their dogs from the Greyhound Rescue people, and a selection of dogs which were up for adoption. And there were 2 that they brought, or 3 in fact, that they thought would be suitable candidates for us. Now the one, I think it was a dog called Toby, it was about the same size as him, a grey deerhound based dog with a shaggy coat. That was the one that my wife was particularly taken by, but he was already taken. So, and the other one was too similar to our previous dog. I mean, it was almost a doppelganger. And we didn't particularly want to go down that road. And then there was him, moth-eared, slightly chewed up and frayed about the edges, dear sweet little Jamie, they called him. And so he was the one who was available, so we came back with him. I mean, that's it really. It took the decision making out of the process. It was quite simple.
And some pets that rehomed are even lucky enough to go on to be social media stars.
I'm Amy and this is Dougie.
And I'm James and this is Jasper. We found a lady who already had 7 dogs that she had rescued with various health conditions, and she decided she wanted a puppy for herself, so she went to Chippenham to rehome this puppy she had found, and she ended up taking all 8 of them because they were kept so badly. The original owner let them leave at 6 weeks, even though they're not supposed to leave until 8. So she decided to kind of bring them back to full health and then rehome them herself, and that's where we got Jasper from. So we got him at 9 weeks, and he's now a year and a half nearly.
And then Dougie, I'm always looking for dogs to rehome dogs. I see so many dogs that need a new home, and I happened to see him. James wasn't very happy about it, so I messaged the lady, and James was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just inquiring about this lovely looking dog." And anyway, basically he was with the lady who owned him's mum because she couldn't look after him, the lady who owned him, and he'd been there for 5 months. And she had, how many dogs did she have?
She had 5 herself.
She had about 5 dogs herself, but none of them were young, and he needed basically a better home.
It's a commitment. It's not a sort of you don't kind of go, yeah, I fancy getting a dog, let's get one, and then, because that's unfortunately what you see, and especially looking for these two, you see a lot of people that have got popular pedigree puppies and they've decided sort of a month, 2 months down the line that it's not for them, and they've then posted it online, and that because they've put a lot of money into it, say £1,000 into this puppy, they're then trying to recoup some of their money that they've put for it. So you see all these pedigrees that are second, third time homes, and it's a shame.
These pets have luckily found new homes. That's not the case for all abandoned animals. The RSPCA also reports that last year they rescued almost 115,000 pets, but they were only able to rehome just under 45,000 of them. So how do we stop this issue of abandonment? Well, our guests had some thoughts about how to take care of a pet, how to truly look after them.
Patient. I know it's cliche, but a lot of people say you need to give it a lot of time. Obviously, be prepared to take some time off work to set them in. Oh, I know. But things that it was like when he was a puppy, house. I mean, he was amazing. He picked everything up so quickly. House training him. He was a couple months old when it was bonfire night, and fireworks don't faze him.
Yeah.
But I think it is that. It's spending the time and being prepared that you're going to be giving up your weekends and kind of not just your weekends, but everything we do now, we have to plan around these two.
Yeah. You can't go out for too long because you'll have to leave them. I'm a teacher, and then James working full time, and they would go to doggy daycare, so I would drop them off at 7 in the morning and pick them up when I finish work at 6, so that they weren't on their own all day. So that's quite a commitment, and it costs money. So you've got to be prepared to actually look after them properly. Really.
So you've got to think about what kind of dog you need based on the kind of life that you're going to be sharing with it. I hate to see active dogs that are kept in urban flats and just don't get enough exercise. It's frustrating for them, and frustrating for the owners. If the dog is frustrated, they become a bit of a pain, and that's irritating for the owners. So think about your lifestyle that you're going to live with the dog.
Pets, especially like the dogs we've seen today, are very loyal, and if you can't care for them full time and you don't think you'll be able to look after them and give them the care that they need, you shouldn't be adopting the animals. That being said, if you do have pets that do need more care than you can give, I urge you to give them to someone that can look after them and care for them properly more than you can. And if that means giving them to a shelter, take them to a shelter you trust, or make sure that the person you're bringing them on to knows how to look after that pet. I've been Colin Malford, back to the studio.